So today we are going to be talking about 5 masculine energy behaviors that turn men off in dating. So if you're a woman who is actively dating, but you're struggling to get onto dates, get first dates, or especially get second dates, you're connecting with plenty of men, but it never seems to make it. It could be that you are doing some of these behaviors. It could be part of the reason that this is happening is that you are doing these masculine energy behaviors when you're interacting with men and they are turning men off. So this video could be super eye-opening for you. Hopefully it's helpful for you so you can be more aware of how you are interacting with the men that you like, especially in the very beginning of your connection. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Elizabeth. I'm a dating, inner work, and feminine energy coach for women, helping you navigate dating to find lasting love with a quality man. So let's jump in. So the first masculine energy behavior that you may be doing that is turning men off is that you are the one chasing and pursuing them. And this is the one we typically hear about. So what this looks like. Well, when you really like a guy or you see potential in a guy, we have a tendency to start leaning forward and being the one who is pursuing. We are initiating texting first. We are initiating calls first. We're trying to find out when he's free and when we're going to see him again. We're asking him out. And what we're doing is we're starting to occupy the energy of the pursuer, which is the masculine energy. And many women I work with don't realize that they're doing this. So they don't realize that they're doing anything that's having a negative impact on a man's potential attraction towards them. They think they're just showing interest or just making sure that he knows that they're interested. They're just going after what they want. But what this does is it puts him in the role of the one being pursued, the role of the one being chased. And empowered energy, masculine energy men, they don't find it attractive when a woman starts chasing them. They like to be the one doing the pursuing. They like to be the ones choosing who they're going to pursue and then winning you over. And this is all at like a subconscious level. It's the level of attraction. So, we can argue about if this is fair, but it just doesn't change the facts. It's a turnoff for them when a woman starts chasing them because they don't like to feel like they are in the receiving passive role. They want to be the active ones, the one going after what he wants, because that's the masculine energy. And you can only have one masculine energy in the dynamic of pursuing and being pursued. And that's the dynamic that we have in very early dating. So when we talk about masculine and feminine energy, not being the pursuer, like I said, is the one that we tend to hear about the most, but there are others as well that I want to go into. So the number 2 way that you may be turning off men is when you are trying to impress the men that you are on dates with. And so this typically looks like leading with how successful you are and what you've accomplished and where you went to school and what your lifestyle is like, or trying to impress him with the things that you know. This is a turnoff because the energy of trying to impress someone is masculine energy. It's again that leaned forward energy where you're subconsciously saying to him, like, I put you above me. I need to impress you. I need to make sure that you like me. Essentially, you're saying, like, I need to win him over. And in the world of attraction, where we have the pursuer and then we have the pursued is the prize. That prize is not going to be trying to convince anyone, right? It's not going to be trying to impress anyone. And so the pursuer, that's that masculine energy position again. So when you're trying to impress him, you're in the masculine energy role. You're sending the message to him that he's the one who needs to be convinced that you're good enough for him instead of him being focused on winning you over and showing you how great an option he would be for you. So it flips the roles in a way that will be unattractive. Actually, it will turn off a man who is in his healthy, empowered masculine energy because he's not looking for a competitor. He's not looking for your resume. He's not looking to take from you. He's looking for someone who will receive what he has to offer, someone to give to. Which leads us to number three, the third masculine energy behavior that turns men in their empowered masculine energy off. And that is when you are unable to receive from him. So, feminine energy is about receptivity. It's about receiving, not giving, not doing. And a man in his healthy masculine energy wants nothing more than to be able to improve a woman's life and experience. He wants to be able to give to her. His masculine energy compels him to. But when you are unable to receive from him, for whatever reason, and there can be a lot of reasons for this, you're closing off his ability to feel like he can make a difference for you. And for men in their healthy masculine, that is a turnoff because they want to be where they can make a difference, where their efforts are appreciated, received, appreciated. So, some examples of how you might be showing that you're unable to receive, that you actually are unable to receive, could be how you respond to compliments. Do you push them away? Do you downplay them? Like, thank you, but, or like, oh, this old dress, I've had this for years. Like, you negate the compliment and put it down in some way. Or, are you willing to allow a man to pay for you if he offers, or do things for you or to help you in some way, like ordering you an Uber or bringing you food when you're sick or planning the date, or do you have difficulty allowing him to do things for you? When we are always needing to be in the giving role, we will tend to attract men who like to be in the receiving role, like to be in that feminine energy role, where they do not want to give, they want to take. Men who are more self-focused and selfish, who are trying to get from you instead of give to you. And for so many women who work with me, flipping the script on this means changing our ideas about being a good girl or a good woman. And this is really transformative for their relationships with men, where they had never before experienced men truly taking care of them, making efforts for them, putting them first, providing for them in so many different ways. So, the number four way that you may be displaying masculine energy behavior that is turning off healthy masculine men is connecting to him by trying to solve problems for him or giving him unsolicited help and advice. So I have had so many clients, several clients over the years, especially women who are in more of the helping professions, whether you're a therapist or a nurse, but it can really be anything. Where they've recounted to me how on first dates, they sat across from a man on a date and he shared something with them that was more vulnerable or maybe that he was struggling with. And they went into a full-on therapy session trying to help him feel better and solve his problem, whether it was something about his ex, unresolved stuff with her, his career, trying to help him with his career, a family member's death, or whatever it was. And they started trying to help him, give him advice, solve this problem, make him feel better, dig into his feelings. And they would leave feeling like they had really deeply connected with this man on that date. They would feel so emotionally connected to him, only for that man to never ask them out again. This can also show up in as simple, seemingly insignificant things where you're trying to help him with something like, he's driving and you're nearing the restaurant and you're telling him where to park or which lane to be in or to make sure that he puts on his coat because it's cold outside. These small things will feel controlling to men because it is unsolicited help and they are really a form of mommying, which turns men off. So here's why these behaviors have this effect. Healthy men in their empowered masculine energy want to feel like they are empowered when they're with you. They want to feel masculine when they're with you. They want to feel their strength. They want to feel that you believe in them and that they have this ability to solve problems. Men are not attracted to mother figures or women who want to occupy a mothering role, fixing things for him, solving his problems, analyzing his problems, telling him what to do without him having asked for help. All of that is a form of mothering, of mommying. And he's going to feel less empowered when he's with you, more like a boy, which kills the polarity and the sexual attraction between the two of you. And number five, lastly, the fifth masculine energy behavior that women do that turns men off is not showing vulnerability. So when we have been hurt in the past, or when we're high performers or perfectionists, and when we have a strong inner critic, we will often be afraid to allow anyone to see anything that we think is imperfect or not good enough about us. And this is an issue when you're trying to build a relationship with the man, because what is required to build beyond sexual attraction is emotional intimacy. And emotional intimacy is built by letting down our walls, softening, allowing someone to really see us. And in my years of coaching women, especially high achieving, successful, smart women, we really struggle with being vulnerable, which is really about being seen. And this is often at the root of why none of their relationships are lasting, because you actually get stuck at a certain place with a man when build, you can't build with them without vulnerability. And vulnerability is a feminine energy quality. It activates a man's masculine energy towards us to protect us, to care for us, to provide for us. And when we have built up walls and we are performing, we're putting on masks, we're playing games, he cannot feel who we are. He cannot feel the depth of our hearts. And something will be missing in that connection. He will not get what he needs to continue to want to come towards you. You're going to attract players, unavailable men, men who have commitment issues, men who don't want depth. And they're going to think that you don't want it either because you're not showing any of it. And so if you struggle with vulnerability, what this means for you is that you are actually emotionally unavailable as well. And there's typically very deep inner work that we have to do to get to the other side of that. There's deep inner work that I guide my clients through in the High Value Woman to get to a place where you feel safe to be more vulnerable in a high value and empowered way. And there are ways we try to do vulnerability when we hear be vulnerable that are not real vulnerability or not healthy expressions of vulnerability. And those are not what I'm talking about. So in the program, I teach you what vulnerability actually looks like, feels like. You get to practice it and build that muscle because it is a muscle. And we do have to do some work around the parts of us that want to hide, typically for good reason, right? But they're holding us back. And so, many of my clients would say that this portion of the mastermind is the one that was one of the most transformative parts of the program for their love relationships, as well as just all of their relationships. And it attracts in really wonderful, caring, emotionally attuned, and available men who want to protect your heart. And you just can't get there if you don't have this piece. So, if you have made any of these mistakes in your dating past, do not be hard on yourself because we are always doing the best that we can with the tools that we have and the knowledge that we have, and you didn't know any better. But it's also not too late to flip the script, to approach dating in a different way so that you can stop experiencing these connections that fizzle and attract and keep a healthy, empowered masculine man. And, there are typically just a few tweaks that we need to make to how we are showing up in order to get different results. And all that is missing is the education about the difference between men and women, masculine and feminine energy as it applies to attraction and dating, and then practice with embodying it until it becomes second nature. And this is a skill set like anything else that can be learned and mastered. So if you found this video helpful, please share what landed for you in the comments and subscribe for more content like this. And for those of you who are seeing yourself in this and wanting to get more in-depth education, support, and guidance on navigating dating into a committed relationship, my signature program, The High Value Woman, is currently enrolling. The doors are open on a rolling basis or until the end of December, or if spots are filled, closes sooner. You can find the details and submit an application for a spot through the link in my bio if you're on Instagram, and if you're on YouTube, you can find the link under my video. If you have questions, feel free to send me a DM, but the website has like literally all the details. So I will see you next time. All right, bye.